Hello everyone. Dear viewers of my YouTube channel, I wanted to resume my journey through the music world. The heroes of today's video are the Beatles. I have collected for you top 10 interesting facts about this legendary British band. Friends, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like, leave comments and share videos on your social networks. Go! 10th place. John Lennon founded the band in 1957 and called it Quarrymen. Later he invited Paul McCartney to the group, who brought in George Harrison. Ringo Starr became the last of the Big Four after replacing Peter Best as drummer. 9th place. While no one can say exactly where the final name of the band came from, most fans believe that John Lennon suggested the name after the American band Buddy Holly's Crickets. Other sources emphasize that the name deliberately combined two words, Beatles, and rhythm, beat. 8th place. John Lennon was very fond of cats. He had 10 pet favorites when he lived in Weybridge with his first wife, Cynthia. His mother had a cat named Elvis, as the woman was a big fan of Elvis Presley. Not surprisingly, Lennon later claimed that there was nothing before Elvis. 7th place. Many people mistakenly believe that the term Beatlemania first appeared in 1963 after a review in the Daily Mirror. However, the term was actually invented by Canadian Sandy Gardiner and first appeared in the Ottawa Journal in November 1963. Where the word was used to describe a new disease sweeping across the globe. Mae West initially turned down an offer to have her picture featured on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, but changed her mind after receiving a personal letter from the group. Other famous women on the cover are Marilyn Monroe and Shirley Temple. 6th place. John Lennon said that the only real songs he ever wrote were "Help" and "Strawberry Fields Forever." He claimed that these were the only songs that he wrote based on his own experience, and not just imagining himself in certain situations. 5th place. In March 1966, John Lennon noticed that Christianity was in decline and that the Beatles were becoming more popular than Jesus. His remarks led to protests in the American South, where the band's recordings began to be publicly burned. The protests even spread to other countries such as Mexico, South Africa and Spain. 4th place. As of 2016, the Beatles still hold the record for the most hits, 20, to climb to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Elvis Presley and Mariah Carey tied for number 2 with 18 songs each. The Beatles also hold the record for the most albums topping the charts in the United States and the United Kingdom. 3rd place. The Beatles were so passionate about Tolkien's work that they wanted to star in The Lord of the Rings, which was to be directed by Stanley Kubrick. Fortunately, Kubrick and his record company did not find the idea appealing, and a few decades later, Peter Jackson created his famous cinematic masterpieces. 2nd place. The group's closest was to reuniting after disbanding in 1970 at Eric Clapton's wedding when he married Pattie Boyd in 1979. George Harrison. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr played together at the wedding, but John Lennon did not show up. 1st place. Nobody knows 100% why the Beatles broke up. When asked why the band broke up, Paul McCartney argued that the reason was personal differences, business differences, musical differences, but most of all, that he enjoys spending time with his family much more. Friends, thank you all for watching. I really hope that this video was interesting to you. I love you all very much. See you later.